they made like a mockery out of us. You know, nobody ever got Victory Records just signed. Like, no one ever got a video like that. We were the only band that got that, and they exploited it. Like, it made us a target, you know, to get hated on, because their labels are very respected. They had Terror, they had a bunch of bands back in the day, and then here's comes us. I'm glad they saw something in us. He always said we were going to be like a big band one day, but just backfired for a while.
Real quick before getting into today's episode, just wanted to shout out a few quick things. First of all, we have a Patreon. For as low as $1.50 a month, you can get early access to these episodes as well as your name in the credits. And with the $5 tier, you can gain access to member-only channels in our Discord server, as well as be a part of the group calls that Yan and I do every second Friday. Secondly, we have merch. 2 designs that we absolutely love. You can find those over at indiemerchstore.com. And last but not least, we do these podcast recordings live on Twitch. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, see these as they happen. We do those every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. EST. Yeah, that's it. Links to everything I just mentioned will be in the description, along with links to our Discord server and our other socials. That's it. That's all I got to plug. Enjoy the episode. Dani, my man, how are we doing? Welcome to the show, man.
Good, man. I'm glad to be here.
It's gonna be cool, man. Let me tell you, we've been. I mean, you know for a fact. I mean, I've been. I didn't shut up about the music, and we've been talking. So obviously, you know, I'm excited about it. But to have you here, to you know, we don't necessarily know the details of it, so it's gonna be fun. Also, just to go back in time. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong if I say you were quite young when you started making music and stuff. So it's gonna be cool to go back.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know, Yan. I don't know if you had an idea where we could start. Do we do a timeline thing? Do we just kind of talk about the new stuff first? Where should we take this?
I think the timeline thing could be really cool because it could emphasize. I don't know, Danny, if you have another idea. I'm all ears, but I think it would be cool to like go from there and then the return and whatever, you know. So
let's take it all the way back then. Like let's talk pre, you know, extra large
4
kids.
Years old. I'm kidding.
No, but for real, like get it just in general. I guess maybe just getting into music, because I know you don't just scream, you also play other instruments and stuff. So what got you into heavier music? What was kind of your initial musical journey?
Well, I guess in 5th grade it started with like My Chemical Romance on MTV, and then I got on Myspace the following year. I think that was 2006. And then just got influenced by everything on Myspace. I found Under Oath, like Heart of Stone, or no, I don't think that's what it's called, but it's one of those songs, one of the old Under Oath songs, and it scared the fuck out of me, and I loved it. Actually, I didn't like it at first, but it grew onto me, and then Suicide Silence, you know, because that was the year they came out. What the year before?
Right, and you're from Corpus Christi, right? Were you always living there? Because I know you had a stint in LA. Like, if we go back to that time, like where'd you grow up?
Yeah, I've always been here. I met the band members in high school, like in 9th grade. I took guitar as an elective, and Matt Ryan, our guitar player, his last name is Garza, just like mine. So the teachers sat us next to each other, and all we would do is like drop the guitars down to drop D and just like play riffs the whole time. And he would kick us out of the class. And that's where it started, man, for sure.
So you're learning guitar as like your first instrument in high school. There's no music kind of before that.
Yeah. No, I would rehearse in the mirror to like Under Oath albums, and I just always wanted to be like a vocalist, I guess. It was just always it always interested me. So I would be in my room like as a kid, like 14, just like practicing in the mirror, and like ended up being in a band in ninth grade, like when I turned 15.
That's awesome. And I believe, could be wrong, I think you told me that at the time, even as young as you were, you guys liked like Count Your Blessings, right? Bring Me the Horizon, like that kind of. So that's pretty cool too, because for context, it was released in 2006, I believe, so that it would check out. Like it makes, like it was the prime of just like Suicide Silence and Bring Me, and it was like peak for
early
that.
MySpace stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they came to Corpus that year to this little venue called the Underground, and it was crazy, man. Like I climbed up on the crowd, and he passed the mic right at that part of Medusa, and it was pretty sick, man. I felt like he gave me like some energy there.
That version of Bring Me is something else. You know what I mean? Like I think I speak for everybody. Like if we could just see that again, like every video, like go online and maybe you did, Danny, but like even as early as 2005, Bring Me the Horizon was just, it was crazy. He would throw himself on the floor. It was insane, just pure, you know, craziness. And they were young too. Like Bring Me at that time was super young too. So it's pretty insane. So for you, that's kind of when it initiated, you know, like started by, you said My Chemical Romance, and I'm guessing there were others. It's often, you know, like kind of the emo, screamo, and then kind of maybe under road, you know what I mean, like post hardcore, and then boom, deathcore. So
Yeah.
that's the road for you.
For sure, deathcore is like my favorite. Like back in the day, it was like Rose Funeral and Whitechapel and Old School Die Artist Murder. Yeah, I love all that stuff. That's my favorite.
Well, you started well, if I'm honest, because we do this thing, you know, that's something we like to do, go back in time. But like what you're describing, like your entrance, quote unquote, and what you heard, I think was perfect to be, you know, to fall in love with deathcore itself. I mean, we're still, for what it's worth, we talk about those albums on a daily basis around here, so it was a good start.
From what I'm hearing, actually, we all kind of had a similar thing in the same times, right? Because we're all about the same age, and I guess, you know, I got into deathcore when I was 16, but I'm 2 years older than you are, I think. So that all kind of checks out, right? All kind of getting into those things at the same time. Do you remember like what was Suicide Silence, like the first deathcore band you kind of heard of? Do you remember like discovering some early deathcore, like what those bands were, or kind of those scenarios?
Yeah, like, you know, I Declare War, you know, their first stuff was crazy. It was all the MySpace banners. I used to decorate it with all the band banners. Remember that?
Yeah,
they would like flash and all that.
I miss it every day, to be honest.
Hell yeah.
I was so sick. The feeling, it's hard to describe, not to go too much in that, like, because I could talk about MySpace for years.
No, we got to tap into MySpace. Our boy here was heavily into MySpace.
Well, I think that's our favorite thing to do, just for context. But the feeling, and I'm sure you guys will relate, but the feeling of discovering something new, and, you know, the band has a sick layout, you know, like it's a great page, but yet you don't know the band, and they're not necessarily signed, but you feel like you just found a new thing. It is one of the best feeling, like, ever. I remember finding We Are the End, I was like, my life is complete. So they're here. Yeah, I'm saying that. They're here.
Yeah, that banner, that's the one I'm talking about. All those are so sick.
Man.
I missed that.
The Job for a Cowboy one. Was Job for a Cowboy in your relation, by the way, was so, I don't know if do you remember if Job, the Doom EP and stuff, was part of your rotation at the time?
Oh yeah. Awesome. It was on the iPod, you know, Rising Tide, everything. That was on the iPod.
Yeah. The iPod. Oh my God. That was something.
Yeah.
The instinct extension of iPod. But just for context, maybe for people younger, iPods were everything. Like everything at the time. Like you wouldn't even know someone who doesn't have one. Once in a while you would have someone with an MP3 or something, but most people, it was we all had to do, and I have a question for you guys. Did you have to sometimes for Apple Music, like fix the cover so they're perfect in your library so that everything is all set? Did you have to do that?
Not just the cover again. All the correct genre, the correct year, the correct song titles with the perfect capitalization. Yes, sir.
Just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't because at the time I felt like you felt like nobody, like, am I crazy for doing that? But like it bothers me so much when it didn't. Sometimes it would even be the wrong cover. I was like, what is going on?
Like you were lucky to even have the right song if you downloaded it off LimeWire. So
yeah, that's. Oh, yeah, there's that. Yeah. There's that. It could be anything at this point. It could be could be a virus on your iPod. That didn't happen, fortunately. Sorry, tangent, but iPod is,
No, but let's tap into some MySpace, because you were you were a bit of a big deal on the MySpace.
Yeah, I used to join the scene MySpace trains on the bulletins. You remember that, Yan?
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely do. 100%.
Yeah, I used to be on the top. Like I would take MySpace pictures all the time. It was like
in this angle, right?
Yeah. It was like borderline sus, but I grew out of it, and but it was cool. It's kind of like the same thing of networking now. It's like you post pictures. It's the same thing.
Yeah, well, I think it would be fair to say that it was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be even fair to say it was the beginning of social media as we know it right now. If you take MySpace, the crazy thing is MySpace take all the social medias we have now almost, and it was almost in one. We didn't have like a wall or something, I'll give you that, but like the blog aspect became like Tumblrs and whatnot, like later on. Sure, it was pictures and stuff, but it was also like a way to blog. There's even like LinkedIn is all like relationship and stuff. MySpace was a bit of that, like you would send messages to companies and stuff. So MySpace was the beginning of it, but the best part is, nope, we didn't really realize that. It was just like a cool thing we used. Nobody was just like, oh, that's social media. It was just like, are you on MySpace? And
no one was using the term marketing when joining a scene train.
I didn't. But technically it was. Because I'm sure you guys remember, some people would be, to your point, some people would be popular just because they were popular. It was before the era of influencers and whatnot. It was just people having a lot of friends.
You weren't building your brand. That was not the thing that was happening,
No, it was just someone, building, I don't know. It felt like you arrive in their worlds. There's like you would click, you wouldn't know prior to it, right? You would see a picture, the dude has like stretch ears like that. You would know before what kind of music is going to be playing and what kind of pages you're going to come across just with the picture. It was kind of like that in a way.
What was the MySpace name?
I had a lot.
Hit us with a couple.
With X's, probably.
One time it was Dani Dior, because for some reason those brands were like mixed in with scene, like Chanel and Dior. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it had to be the first letter had to be the same first letter for both words, right? But just had to. So Dior, I guess, fits for your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But then when we came out with the video, we were like, let's do that again. And so I was like, Dani Doom. I was still like 17. Chilling reckless. And...
Right.
It's young too.
I was actually kind of curious, like, because was Design the Skyline even on MySpace at that point? Because it's kind of on the way out, like, because now you're saying, oh, we like, thought of these names, but assuming you guys weren't on MySpace anymore, or else you already would have the names, like, what was the situation there?
Oh, we were called Extra Large Kids on MySpace. Mm-hmm. We had about like I think it was like 9,000 friends or something, and a shitload of plays, a lot of plays. It's on the Time Machine.
The way back. Cool.
Yeah. Extra Large Kids.
And then, but then when you guys like transitioned into Design the Skyline, there was no MySpace that was made, or was there? Do you remember?
Yeah. We changed the name to Design the Skyline, but that was the same year that it changed. It like died out. You can't even access the website really.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end, as we.
And then we got on
here.
Then we got on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's.
I think it was 2011, 2012.
Makes sense. That was around that. Yeah, because late, if my memory is correct, because with my YouTube channel, I live in the Wayback Machine. But I mean, that's crazy. Late 2010, they started experimenting. They started to change how MySpace looked, right? Like the layout and stuff like that. And if I'm correct, end of 2010, it was still the same thing, just a bit different. But by 2011, it was completely just another thing. It was weird. And people just switched to Facebook. Facebook was just on the rise and everybody switched. So if you say around 2011, it's right on the spot of like the end of MySpace and people switching. So it does make sense.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there it is.
Sad.
Yeah, we always got some cool layouts, you know.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I was about to say like it's a full layout, so it's pretty cool. Yes. Do you remember? Did you guys do the layout and stuff? Did you have someone who kind of do it? Do you remember?
Yeah, we would pay professionals. I forgot who did that one.
Yeah, because to make like a full layout like that was another, with founts and it's a big, it's one thing to add like a few things here and there with codes, but to make like a full layout, it was an art in itself.
Yeah, that was my favorite part about MySpace too, was the layouts for the bands. Like, damn it, I wish Facebook was like that.
Yeah, but I can ask you that actually. How do you feel about it? The fact that there was so much customization back then, right? You had you had your own website basically, and now we have more social medias with less customization. So do you feel like it's just basically it's kind of a downgrade, or do you feel like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about it? Do you miss MySpace?
Oh yeah, for a while I was pissed off, man, because like MySpace was so expressive. You could put your favorite song and have like a really cool layout, and it was just the best way to express yourself. And but I like the way Facebook is now. I think it got better. It's got a good algorithm and it's been popping on there. I like it.
Yeah, to your point, it works. Like Facebook groups that I'm seeing, or even like the band pages, like it seems to be doing well. I'm not a lot on Facebook, unfortunately, but it feels like it might, especially the groups. Like sometimes it's popping, like the deathcore groups and stuff. I'm like, what is happening? Like crazy. It feels like
crazy
engagement.
I just found out about those. I just found out about all the groups. Yeah.
Yeah. There's even one for MySpace Deathcore, which is usually if I post a video on my channel, that's kind of where I'm that's all I do. So I kind of posted there. And honestly, it's surprising. Sometimes they just celebrate some things. For example, like, oh, Doom EP just turned whatever, or hey, did you guys remember that? I saw Annotation of an Autopsy recently, like just the EP. It's surprising and cool. So for people who don't know, by the way, Facebook groups are can be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
For what it's worth, that's not enough to get me back on Facebook. That's for sure. I'll let the people enjoy it, but it ain't for me.
To be fair, I don't think anything's gonna top MySpace. I'm gonna say it differently. It was an experience in itself, just logging, and as you said, it was pushing creativity, which is not something like you would create your own world. You cannot do that at the moment. You kind of can in some ways, but I think MySpace was unlimited in terms of possibilities. You could do anything. It becomes like your own lifestyle. Music is playing as you come in. There's videos, and like you can lose some friends because they're not in your top 8, and then they realize, and you're like, oh, sorry, I forgot to update it, and then they block you, stuff like that. But you know, it was something. Yeah, it was different.
Yes.
All right, let's dive into some music, man. Like, so can you kind of bring us through Extra Large Kids and you being involved with the band, and maybe how it started, some of the early music, and we'll kind of go from there into Design the Skyline. But I'd be curious to hear it from you.
Just recording, all that stuff.
Yeah. So it started with me and Matt. I would go back to his house, and in his room, he had nothing. It was just a mattress and a half stack and his guitar. So I would bring my paper and I would write lyrics, and he would make a bunch of songs they're like old school Bring Me the Horizon type stuff, kind of like Beckoning. And it was pretty sick, man. And something happened along the way, and he started a band on his own. It was like a grindcore band, Extra Large Kids, and I kept going with like Black Dahlia Murder type stuff and like melodic death metal. That's what I call that genre, melodic death metal. Yeah, and I saw them perform at a show, and the grindcore breakdowns were so sick. It was like life changing, and I had to be a part of the band. So I told them, like, you know, let me play bass, because they didn't have a bassist. So I spent the night at his house, and they taught me all the songs, and it was tough because that bass is huge. You know, I'm not that big of a guy, so but I played the fuck out of that bass, and for like 6 months, until the vocalists that we had, they fell off. They were too worried about their girlfriends. So I quickly like grabbed the mic one day, and I was like, let me try this, because I know all the lyrics, I know how the song goes, and it worked. It worked that day, and we needed another vocalist because it was grindcore. It's a lot of call and response when you do vocals for grindcore. You say one thing, the other guy says the other thing. So we needed another vocalist, and I had known an old friend of mine that I got in the band, Eric, and we went from there. And then we recorded a couple of EPs with Robert Beltran. He's a producer here in Corpus Christi. He's pretty good. And then one of the singles was Surrounded by Silence. So we got a bunch of money together, and we paid these guys to come do a music video for us. This is 2011. So this is when like 1080p videos were rare. And
Right.
And he made us.
Hold on 1 second. You paid it, like, you guys find, like, you paid for a video like that?
Yeah, I think we all like split, like it was like 200 each or 300 each.
It's still impressive. I mean, you're still young at that. Like, I don't know. I think it's not something I heard a lot. Like paying for an official video like that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, especially at that time, like 2011. And well, we filmed it late 2010. And it came out in 2011.
Okay,
yeah, it's a full-on production, right? I know, Dom, you know more about it, but I mean, like, it's a.
Well, I wanna. We need to tap into just the stuff about the video in general. I think I'd love to maybe hear about just the shoot day and like how it went to actually shoot, because it's got like a few different scenes, and like the kind of like cave and like snow ish like scenes. Like I don't know. I'd love to kind of know like how all that came about. Maybe who came up with it, like the concept and stuff like that. Like
preparation, the accessories in the video, all the stuff. We're big nerds here. We want to know everything you can say about it.
Okay. So that day, Bo and Baylor, the guys that filmed it, these two guys, they work for National Geographic. They have a really good approach for their videos. And so they wanted to do a scene where it was normal weather and then winter. So we filmed at a park downtown Corpus Christi. And we dragged our amps all the way downhill to where it was flat down there in the woods. And there was like homeless people standing around watching us. They're like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And we finished there, and then we shot the rest of the video in a studio. And these guys, they hung like tree branches from the roof and sprayed everything with snow, and they blew flakes of potato flakes as like snowflakes everywhere. And it was in the drum set, it was in the amps. It made a big mess, but it looked good.
You were kind of also talking to me about a bit of the choices that were maybe made a little bit more last minute in terms of your guys' appearance and stuff like that. What could you say about that?
Yeah, so it's the blue hair extensions. I know everybody like hates on me for that. I hate on myself for that too, but it was like a last minute thing. I was like, what could we do to stand out? So I went to Hot Topic right before the music video, and I bought these extensions, and I didn't even like level it with my hair, like cut them right or anything. I just threw them in, and it looks retarded, but and and it came with a lot of hate, but I guess now it's okay. But for years, it was not good.
That would be one of my questions. If obviously you're able to to talk about it, but how was it? Because again, you're kids, like you're young, you're like excited, you release something, and then there's so much hate like that. Like I'm guessing it might gets to you, or did you guys were you guys just like, oh, wow, kind of, I don't care about that? Like, how is it to go through something like that if you're comfortable, obviously?
Right. Well, half the band was upset. Some of the guys were like really devastated. For me, it was like I didn't care. Like I was ready to like tough it through and just keep making sick music until they eventually liked it. But it was tough, man. Like we did 6 tours, and like half of the tours people were intentionally like not coming out to the shows, but some of the shows were good. Like the one with Dr. Acula and Dying Arms, that whole tour was awesome. With the Devastated, that was sick. But the ones that we did kind of on our own with smaller acts, those didn't go too well. And by the time we got home, half the guys, they didn't want to do it anymore, man. Like, so we kind of like split up shortly after 2013. The band got smaller.
There's like, was it a lot in person as well? Because obviously like online it's like another thing, but it was pretty crazy, like the extent like news articles were being made about how you guys were shit.
Reviews
like big outlets were like dogging on you guys. It's not even just like public opinion, at that point. It must be like kind of something to have that sort of stuff being thrown at the music you're making, right?
Yeah, it's all online, man, because every time we met someone in person, it was good. Like they're like, hey, you guys are nice. And like, it's always good in person. It's just online. People act like that online.
And you probably had like, because in these kinds of situation, sure, the haters are loud, but there was also a crowd of people who really liked you guys, right? So there's the contrast of that as well, right? Like you guys in person, you probably felt more the love and the people being being cool than the loud ones online, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and all the bands we toured with, they stuck up for us heavily. Like there was this one time in Tampa at the skate park, we were performing, and this one guy was just yelling a lot of shit to us. I don't know what the fuck he was saying, but he was talking a lot of shit. And the Dr. Acula vocalist, the 2 vocalists, they jumped in and just started swinging at the guy, and the whole crowd like got in a big fight, and we stopped playing. And
who was singing for Dr. Acula at that time?
Man, I don't know their names. Well, I can't remember. But
was Casey on there?
Casey, yeah, the hardcore guy. Yeah, he used to call me. He used to always be like, "Hey, size 1," because I wore like these little skinny jeans. That's all he would say.
Casey's the best, dude, but it really is hilarious because every single time Dr. Acula gets brought up on this show, and it's been like 5 or 6 times at this point, it's about them getting into a fight or some fucking ridiculous shit. But not saying it wasn't justified, but it's just there's always something.
Yeah, there was one time we were in South Carolina at a hotel, and like we were dead tired. We got like a 1-bed room, so like I was on the floor, like half the band was on the floor. I didn't pay for the room. I think like Matt paid for it, so he was on the bed. And that morning, Dr. Acula came in at like 5 a.m. and just started throwing shit everywhere. Like they were picking up chairs and tables, and they just trashed the room. It was like some rock star shit.
Pretty funny style.
Yeah.
That was kind of crazy. I can only imagine being woken up at 5 a.m. to to that going on. Being trampled probably from sleeping on the floor.
Yeah. I know the other vocalist, he was the My Bitter End vocalist. And that was sick. Hell yeah. We liked that a lot. We used to always listen to My Bitter End. We had the CD in the truck, and we would listen to that on the way home from school.
Yeah, the My Bitter End is like severely underrated. I feel like
you talked about them quite
yeah. We've talked a bunch about them. They get brought up. They get brought up by people from the scene from back in the day, but I feel like they never really got their flowers in terms of an actual fan base. I don't know why, but
yeah.
But that vocalist was fucking goated. He was so fucking good.
Yeah, they had a old music video. It's my favorite, and he's in there. He's got like scene hair, kind of. Because when I met him, he was like shaved up when I met him on tour.
Oh yeah. You thought he was one of us.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I tried to bring it up to him, and he was like, nah, fuck all that.
Just a quick second to talk about the sponsor of today's episode, Indie Merch Store. Angel Maker pre-orders are live. The brand new album This Used to Be Heaven is available on LP and CD along with some crucial merchandise. Secure yours at indiemerchstore.com and catch them on tour with Whitechapel, Body Snatcher, and Disembodied Tyrant starting November 12th. The highly anticipated Cattle Decapitation headliner starts in just 2 weeks. Catch the band performing Death Atlas in its entirety all across the US and Canada with special guests Aborted, Frozen Soul, and Tribal Gaze. If you can't make it or want some gear before the show, Indie Merch Store has got you covered. Pick up new and restocked merch from Cattle Decapitation, including their Pitch Black Attack Drop, along with aborted vinyl reissues and redesigned album tees. All that over at indiemerchstore.com. You can always use code BRUTALITY at checkout to save 10% off of your entire order. Again, that's code BRUTALITY at checkout to save 10% off. A massive shout out to Indie Merch Store for supporting the show. And now, back to the episode. I mean, look, we can kind of touch on that a little bit. You don't look like you've aged, but B, you've also still got the look. So yeah, I think it's a rare sight. It's a rare style to have at our age, for what it's worth. I think most people kind of move on or whatever, but you kind of talked to me briefly about kind of a mindset behind that. Do you mind sharing a little bit how you see that style in general?
Well, it kind of goes back to like Ollie Sykes. He was my favorite vocalist back in the day, and I loved the version of him where he had more of like scene hair and the Count Your Blessings era. I think it just fits the vibe, like the hair and the screams and the riffs. It's just part of the music. It's not really something to laugh at. It's more of just like a metal thing to me. It's like metal hair kind of. And I've had different hairstyles over the years. Like I had a whole head of dreads in like 2018, but I went back to this hairstyle because my hair's always growing. I'll cut it and it grows, and like if I don't fix it, it'll just be a big poof ball. So I just resort to this hairstyle every time. That's all that works for me.
It happens naturally, basically, almost. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a natural process for you.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the size of the stretch hairs are different, right? If you compare to back in the days and now. Again, I could be wrong, but I think it's like
Yeah.
maybe even twice.
2 and 3/8. I kind of always had them. I had them when I was on tour. I'm actually not wearing them right now because I was in a rush. But yeah, they're 2 and 3/8. As a vocalist, I started gauging my ears in high school because I figured if I'm a vocalist, I gotta go big, you know. So that's what I did.
Mickey Hoover style, right? No, but
Yeah.
To me, it was kind of the example for that, right? Like back in the days, it's like you had like a few people with like decent stretch, and then you had like Ricky, and you're just like, what is, what's up, like. Bitch like that. And there's idiots like me who tried to do that and then just split their ears and ruin everything.
Yeah, that happened to our drummer, John. He split his ear.
So I know. It's the worst. I'm gonna tell you, it's the worst because it's like it sounds stupid, but to get to a decent size, it takes time and you make your way up to there. It sounds stupid because they're just like, what? But it's true. Like you have to be patient and then you get there and then it's worse than nothing. It's just like it's worse than so you're just like, oh, come on. At least for me, that's how I lived it.
And I heard your story, how you said you like went straight to like a 00 or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, I went from 17 millimeters to like 27, something like that. Like we skipped like the like 10 millimeters one shot. It was I would love to say it was courage. I think I was just being stupid. With looking back on it. Mm-hmm. Oh, impatient, it wasn't a question. I was always impatient. And I think for what it's worth, I think I'm still impatient for a lot of stuff. But back in the days, the only words I would remember is the piercer would be, I would be like, what's the max I can do today? And they would be like, well, and I would be like, I don't care. What is the max? That was me. So that's, that's what happened. Yeah.
And look at them now.
I mean... So yeah, that's that's what happened when you're not patient. Not to go back too much, but I had one thing I really wanted to mention about the video itself. For what it's worth, that video, and I mean that, if it would have been released, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me, just 2 years before that, drop that in around 2008, 2009, it would have been completely different in terms of reception. I'm telling you, for sure. Like in the scene, not that it was ending, but it was kind of, you know what I mean? Like 2011 was kind of, some people were like, oh no, I'm not about that. They just wanted like the deathcore thing. But if it would have been dropped a few years before, I'm just saying, I think it would have been very, very different in terms of popping up. But probably some hate, but a lot of traction. I'm just saying. Do you think it would?
Oh yeah, because like the grindcore style was more in the years prior, and it took me a while to get into grindcore too. Like when Extra Large Kids started playing grind, it didn't really make sense to me at first, but it grew onto me, and that's why the vocals are like the highs are like screeching highs, kind of like a girl scream, because that's like what Number 12 Looks Like You would do, and a lot of other grindcore bands like $25 Massacre. There's a lot of bands, and the highs were like screams, like real screeches,
piercing. Yeah.
So a lot of Design's highs that I did were like that up until Beckoning. When we did Beckoning, it was like, let's do it the right way for the sound that it has, which is like death lows and classic melodic highs. Not like fries, but actual full-on highs. Like I could do gutter rolls, but it doesn't fit like the Beckoning style. The Beckoning style is like more of death flows.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean. Kind of like uh, when Asking Alexandra's vocalist stepped in for that Suicide Silence show. Like the lows he does in that's kind of like what I'm going for. And like old school Ollie Sykes, he did a bunch of that. It's not like gutturals. Yeah.
Well, the way I describe it, and I would be curious, the way I saw it, I think I said it earlier, it's in between Infinite Debt and Count Your Blessings in terms of style. To me, that's where it goes, at least in terms of the experience I got.
For sure. And we're going to keep that up. That's like my two favorite things, The Artist Murder and Bring Me the Horizon. So we're going to write a whole album. We're already working on the second song, and it's so sick. It's crazy. He just showed it to me like 2 days ago, and I don't know, man. I can't wait to drop it. It's coming out in like December.
Oh, so pretty. I mean, we're in November. It's pretty soon. That's really cool. If you have any, feel free. If you have any demo, just for me to hear, I would be really, really glad. But no, I think, and I would like to talk about that actually for a bit. We've been saying for a long time, me and Dom and a lot of people, that that's what's missing in the scene right now. The melodic aspect of things, what originally started deathcore, and you mentioned the Black Dahlia earlier, right? I think it's fair to say, I think it was the main inspiration for like 90% of the scene back then. It was the sound. It sounded evil. It was melodic. It was technical. It was crazy. And for a while at the beginning, that's what we had for a short period of time. Switch to something else, and we never really. We had a few bands in that lane. I mean, Dior was amazing with Infinite Debt, and the Red Shore to some extent had like some of that, and then it was just gone. And it became, and we had, it was basically, if you wanted some of that, it would be like Tech That basically. So. And even now, I think it's still missing. So when you get, I know that's what you guys love doing, but did that factor in? Did you feel, do you also feel like it's missing in the scene, that specific sound?
Oh yeah. Like there's a lot of Lorna Shores and Knock Looses right now, just a bunch of symphonic technical stuff and a lot of hardcore stuff like Knock Loose. And but that wasn't really the intention, trying to do something different. We were just doing what we've always done. Matt's always written songs like that. And we had a few different styles on the table to come back out with. And I wanted to do that song because I felt like that song had all the aspects to where people weren't going to be able to talk shit to it on it, Like, it's just metal music. There's nothing to hate on. So we wanted to go that route. And now people really like that. So now we're just going to do the whole album like that, and two like ambient instrumentals.
It worked though. You say like people can't touch. That's true. Like people, I mean, wherever. I mean, and I want to share that because it's kind of funny. The comment that I saw that I couldn't believe was like, I think it was in my comment section. Somebody said the song is amazing and I really like it and stuff, but like, since before I wasn't a fan, I cannot get it. I was like, are you like, what? Like, seriously? So if that's the hate you get, you did something right. Because it's fair to say like these people, it's something else. But I think what's amazing is the surprise behind it. I don't think people was at all like it was unexpected. I don't think you got, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think prior to that you did like promotions about it. It just dropped, right? It just.
Yeah, well, I started posting in the groups on Facebook, me back in the day and me now in the Emo's Not Dead group, and there was a lot of response for Design Skyline. And then Matt hit me up. He's like, "Hey, we gotta get that video done and drop that song because people want it." So it started with me starting to advertise my side project, Move Like Ghosts. I started posting memes of old Design Skyline stuff with what I'm doing now. And then it got a lot of traction. So that's what made us want to really do this. Matt kept trying to like make this happen still over the years. And he worked with me on the side, and we just randomly dropped that as a surprise. And now everything's functioning again, and it's going good.
It must be cool also because like I mean we just talked a little bit about how it went with like the video back in the days and stuff like that to now where you drop it and it's like people are just super excited. It must be like an interesting, I'm gonna say like contrast for you after all these years, right?
Yeah, it's a trip. We feel like we're in like a simulation where everyone likes us now. It's weird.
Shifted, you acted, you found the you found the way.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know, I think it would be interesting, Dom, if you get into that, and maybe not everybody knows that, but as much as the video was flashy and it was like a bit different, you guys still made other music that all these haters, like without even knowing, could potentially enjoy, right? Like I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that, like inspiration behind other songs and what was the intention and stuff.
Yeah. We've all had side projects. Matt's had many. Sleepless in December, you can check that out. And you'll probably find more in the related videos of side projects he did, or just check out his personal uploads of him just ripping on guitar. It's so crazy. Just seeing that, people should chill out because he's so talented and they should see that. But I had some deathcore side projects, Lucid Haven, and
which was dope.
It was pretty,
by the way.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, I feel like I wanted to develop the highs better, and I still kind of want to drop a track. Maybe I'll drop a track just like straight drop E or something. Because for design we're keeping it drop C. That's what we've always been for the album for Navaeh, so we're keeping it the same. That's the sound.
It's my favorite
tuning.
So thank you for that. Yeah, still my favorite. I didn't know that. I've even understood recently. I think the Doom EP was in drop C from Job. I don't know. It just sounds great. That I know it's stupid, but the breakdown tone of the drop C is it's something else. It's telling you to mosh. I don't know how to explain it. It's so sick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but
for sure.
Good choice on the tuning, I guess, was my comment.
Yeah, that was Matt's choice. And after I thought about it, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, this is our sound here.
Maybe we can segue a bunch of these things, though, into kind of the first full length, because I feel like there is a lot of parallels maybe to be made here. Because I feel like, obviously you guys got your break with Surrounded by Silence. But then when you guys ultimately put out the record on Victory, that was kind of a bit of a point of contention for people who were fans of Surrounded by Silence, was the fact that it was a bit different, right? I think the way because I was listening back to it today, I feel like it ultimately was just taking maybe some of the elements in the old material, but making individual songs out of them instead of kind of stitching everything together. Like it was just maybe a little bit more focused. A song that's, you have a few songs on there that are super deathcore, like just deathcore. And then you got some others that are a little bit more electronic and more post-hardcore. There's maybe a little bit less of a mesh. So to what you were saying earlier with Beckoning, I feel like, maybe even back then with that record, I felt like maybe there was a little bit of okay, people, if we do these songs, people are going to have to take us seriously, right? Like that same kind of feeling that you're describing, but for back then even, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, for sure. Some of the guys took it really hard. So when we made that album, we made it really serious, and we separated some of the genres. Some of them were post-hardcore, some of them were just straight deathcore, and then we had a couple of grindcore songs. But still the same vocals. Like, the grind highs and things like that, which I don't think fit it too well. I think I should have done something else, but it is what it is. We're trying to continue what we were doing previously and just make it more death metal, make it more less chaotic. We were finally turning 19, 20 when we made that album. And we made it right after Surrounded came out. Like they threw us in the studio right after we got signed. So like a month after that video was released by Victory, we were already recording the full album. And we were just writing as we went. We didn't have material ready. It was just all there in the studio. And we slept there. We didn't go home. We slept there on the floor in like sleeping bags for like a month. And we recorded it, old school, mic'd up the drums, mic'd up the guitar. That's the way Robert records. He's he's an old head.
Who is the same guy as the previous material you guys put out, right?
Yeah. He used to always make fun of us because when we went in as extra large kids, he was like, what the fuck? He was like, I don't even know what BPM this is. So we didn't even record to a click track. That whole EP is not on a click track. It's just raw. But when we did Navaeh, that's when we got on the click and we started doing things right.
It is crazy though, because there's a major difference in just sonically in terms of production from the earlier material to the EP, right? Like it sounds a lot more maybe modern or cleaner or beefier. I don't know how to explain it, but there's it almost just feels like a different producer.
Yeah. When we got signed, he was surprised. He was like, what the hell? I can't believe you guys did it. So he took that record really seriously. That's why it sounds like a big improvement, because he was really going at it all night long, trying to make it sound good.
That's dope though. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys, am I crazy? You guys did have some material kind of written and or lined up, but that you guys just ended up scrapping potentially to kind of change the direction. Am I crazy on that?
We always went like one project at a time. So when we did Surrounded, we just dropped Synthetic Cities, dropped the video, and then when we got signed, then we worked on Navaeh. So no, there wasn't anything before or in between.
Yeah. Okay, and then we gotta talk about signing to Victory a little bit. You say you mentioned it kind of all happened fast, but you guys did one of those showcases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was weird.
Oh my god!
I'd love to hear from
corporate showcase, the thing where
but I want to hear from him. I want to tell us the story, because you guys just went there for that, right? There wasn't it wasn't routing shows to there. You guys just drove down and did that and drove back, right? Can you kind of walk us through that whole thing?
Yeah. So when we put the video out, we were all joking in the band room, like, what label is going to sign us or what's going to happen? And somebody said Victory, and I was like, no way. And we ended up getting that email like after 2 weeks of the video being out. It was from Victory themselves, but it was because the Bunny the Bear, the bunny, he saw our video and he liked it, and so he showed Victory, and they reached out. They told us, come play a showcase, come perform in front of us. So we got our money together and we rented a van and a U-Haul, and we drove from Corpus all the way to Chicago. It's like 20 hours. It's tough. And we got to this big building and loaded up in an elevator. It was like just giant elevator that you could put equipment in, like a whole drum set and stuff. And we took it to like the 4th floor, and it was this big soundproof room with a stage. We set up, and then about 20 executives walked in. They didn't even look like they listened to metal, and some of them were in ties, like they were dressed very formal. It was really weird. And we just played this really spastic grindcore set, this like 5-6 song set that was kind of sloppy and chaotic, but I tried my hardest because that was like the test,
Yeah, there's no better test, that's for sure.
Yeah. So So after we finished, they were just like kind of like speechless, and they just walked out of the room, single file line. They just all walked out,
Didn't
and
say
then
anything.
they didn't say
Just
anything. Yeah, it was so weird,
so
man.
you're done. They look at you, stand up, and they leave.
And they leave, and then the last guy had this sly smile. He was the guy that signed us, Double J. He was like, "Hey, we'll be in contact with you guys. See you later." And we didn't know but whether we got signed or not. So we went all the way back home to Texas, 20 hours. We didn't hear from them for like a week. And then they called us and they said that they wanted to move forward. So they faxed the contract and we signed it from home and sent it back.
Okay, I don't like. No, I mean, I'm never. It's cool because it worked out, but like, I'm never gonna understand that concept personally. I don't get it. I understand like, oh, I want to see you live and stuff like that, but in that context, I mean, even the best, like, I don't know, like band in the world, it's just not a context that makes you look good. It's like people not reacting and you giving your best kind of makes it like the more you give, the more the lack of reaction is worse. You know what that means? Like, because you're super into it and you get more into it and they're just like nothing. But it was a thing. Apparently that's how it was with the label. So it worked out for, I mean, you got signed. So thank God there was the other dude who at least could say something. There's that. That's great.
But they made like a mockery out of us. You know, nobody ever got Victory Records just signed. Like no one ever got a video like that. We were the only band that got that. And they exploited it. And it wasn't the right move. It made us look like it made us a target, you know, to get hated on. Because their labels are very respected. They had Terror. They had a bunch of bands back in the day. And then here's comes us. You know, I'm glad they saw something in us. He always said we were going to be like a big band one day. But it just backfired for a while.
Yeah, I think also the era, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think around that era, again, I could be wrong, but I think the hate thing that you're mentioning, it was right when I believe Acula with like the, you know, it was in the mention, like bling bling and stuff. It was kind of a moment where bands were popping off with like a tremendous amount of hate and stuff like that. So I could maybe, I'm not trying to defend, I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it could be part of a certain strategy to be like, well, people are going to talk, this and this is going to happen, right? So I'm just for context, and again, I could be wrong, but I think that's the era. So I could see that because image is everything, and the first impression, you know what it is. So if minds are set up, that's kind of what happened.
I was always surprised that that song never got like re-released under Victory.
Oh yeah. I think they wanted to do that, but we were just like, fuck that song. So we didn't want to like do that, you know.
So that kind of leads into something else I was kind of wondering, like was Victory kind of just letting you guys do your own thing, or was there any, you know, again, because we talk about a change of style right afterwards. I'm understanding that you guys were behind that decision, but was there even any pressure from them to kind of change, or would they, on the contrary, maybe even would have preferred you guys to keep doing what you guys had already done? Like, was there any friction there ever?
Yeah. When we turned in the album, we were kind of nervous because we didn't tell them we changed the sound. And when we turned it in, they loved it. You know, they wanted to come out with Break Free From Your Life and Reality Away as the two singles. But we wanted Crystal Swords, Kill the Hordes, and Destroyer. And so
heavier songs for context.
Yeah. So they put out Break Free From Your Life, I guess because they had like a Day to Remember. So they heard Break Free From Your Life. They probably heard the last breakdown. They're like, yeah, this is like a Day to Remember or something.
Not kidding. They took you guys as like the way I'm understanding it, it's like those are the new Asking Alexandria, like attack. You know what I mean? Like they picked you as like, oh, okay, with the video and everything, they wanted to brand you as like the, I don't know, like scene metalcore, whatever thing. And when you hear to that album, it's like what I'm hearing is more of like a Count Your Blessing, like As Blood Runs Black, like super dark, melodic. But the dudes at Victor, they were probably like, that's not what we want to, that's not the image we had in mind.
us.
But yeah.
Yeah, because they did have Carnifex and stuff, but yeah, I think for us, they wanted that post-hardcore feel for the market. But it was very annoying to deal with that too, because I just hated all those decisions, and we had to fight all of them. But we ended up getting what we wanted, and we would have done more albums. But the musical differences between the band members is what really broke it up.
There was like a clash. Like there was like the band was kind of separated in terms of like, we want to do this and you guys want to do this, and it was too opposed, like too different to make it work, basically.
Yeah. Like I wanted to do a bunch of songs like Deathgaze, which was just like regular deathcore. And right after that, they were going and making really weird songs that I didn't like. So I went and started Lucid Haven just to continue deathcore.
When does Sound the Alarm come in? Because it's kind of like been wiped. It's like somewhat non-existent. is like a pre-pro or.
Yeah, that was during the time that Radke just got out of jail and he was doing Falling in Reverse, and that whole album was like rock and roll. You remember that?
Yeah.
Y'all like Radke?
I mean,
yeah.
to each their own.
Yeah, but I do remember the era though. It was kind of huge. Like when he got out and released, it was like a comeback in the scene. Like I do remember.
Yeah, like I'm Not a Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was sick. That was pretty sick. But we wanted to make a song like that. That was like a genre that was popular at the time, just like regular rock and roll. And that's what Sound the Alarms was. I don't know. Did y'all hear that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great song. It's just really different, right? Than kind of everything else you guys had done, and then it never kind of went out of anything outside of pre-pro, right?
Yeah, I love the breakdown in that song. The breakdown's sick in that song. But everything else is kind of, it's like sussy.
And then how do you pronounce the full length's name, by the way? So we like, dude, this is something I'm realizing doing the show. Like, we've been reading stuff online, all our lives, and especially stuff from the MySpace era or that kind of thing. Interviews were really a thing, all that much, like video stuff or even podcasts. So like some of these words I've never heard out loud before. How the fuck do you say it?
Yeah. And I gave up on even saying it right, but yeah.
Yeah, it's heaven spelled backwards, and we pronounce it Navaeh.
Navaeh. Okay.
Navaeh. Yeah.
There we go. So that album ultimately though did have decent reception though. Even kind of like a lot of the outlets that were shitting on the music video kind of came back around for the most part and being like, oh, okay, this isn't as dog shit as we were expecting it to be, kind of thing. Like, did you guys feel that when you guys put out the record? Like, did you guys feel like some of that hate kind of went away, or was it still kind of the same?
The hate was really bad. So even though we made that record and we felt good about it, we knew that it was still going to be tough, and it was tough. Like, anyone that heard about that record coming out, they're like, oh, it sucks, without even listening to it.
Yeah.
So it was hard to get it anywhere like that.
Like no chance, just.
Yeah. That's like half of everybody. But the ones that did, I'm thankful for them, and they're still with us today. Post pictures of old merch they bought back in the day, and it's awesome. Very thankful.
Yeah, I got a few of those in my comments because like I just wanted to showcase the contrast. It wasn't coming from like a bad place, but a lot of people were like, I'm gonna tell you they were sick before. I was just like, it's not. I'm just showcasing the difference. I'm not saying it sucks. So you definitely have a lot of, you know what I mean, like people, because it creates the other side. When you've got a lot of hate, it also triggers people to defend artists as well. And the other side being like, what is what's your problem? You know, they're pretty cool. So I guess from the perspective of people following you since the beginning and being fans, it must be cool to see that today. But at the same time, they're like, where were you at this? It's kind of that feeling. Where were you during those days? You know, so it's kind of, I think that's the dynamic at the moment. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm grateful for it. I also think people are saying that because they see other people say that. So now everyone's jumping.
Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about Deathgaze.
Yeah, Deathgaze. That one was the first song that we dropped the guitars to drop A, and it came out really sick. I really love that song. I just don't like the clean vocals anymore. All those cleans kind of like, they're all like ruined to me now. I liked it for a few years, but now I just can't stand it.
You have certain bands that it's still somehow okay, because like just for context, I'm the same way as you do. Like cleans for me are ruining the experience, except if I go back to an era and I revisit stand up and scream by asking a Cinder and stuff like that, I'm still okay with it. Are you kind of like that, or you're just like, I don't want to hear that thing anymore?
Oh, it's kind of like just our stuff. I love Askins cleans. That's
Okay.
good stuff. Yeah. Oh, they keep saying like bring the autotune back, you know, bring the cleans back. I don't think that's a good idea. What do y'all think?
It's not, but what I'm okay, so
Just straight to the point.
yeah, just straight up. Because Danny, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think one of my first questions to you when we started talking was just like, will you keep that same direction with the new sound? Because like I was terrified that you would change it because it's so good. I was like, that's the deathcore everybody miss. And it's and I want your perspective on that though. I feel like cleans, it's too dark for cleans. Like the vibe you have on Beckoning, like it's too like dark and crazy for cleans, especially cleans with autotunes. But maybe it's just me. But like on Attack, some they can suddenly no problem. But on Beckoning, it would be very difficult. I think. What do you think?
Yeah. We've talked about it. Like, should we have a song with cleans coming up? And it's really not something we want to do right now. We just want to do a bunch of stuff like this. That's because we love this stuff. And I can only imagine a full album of things like Beckoning would be pretty sick, right? Yeah.
Dude, right? I mean, your song, like, it's not even healthy the amount of times I've listened to it, like Beckoning. Like, honestly, no, I don't think it is. Like, I'm working on and I just like click on the replay. So full album of that style. I mean, freaking no brainer. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think it's fair. I understand why fans might be asking, right? Like, are you gonna do maybe one, since you guys have always, I'm gonna say, like, explored and tried different things? I think it's a fair question to wonder, like, are we gonna get like different songs? I think it's completely fine, but it's super selfish. It's just because we both vibe with that exact, that's what we want in music. And it's clearly, we had plenty of conversation with artists, and every time we bring up the, I don't know, like technical Infinite Debt, Red Shore and stuff like that, we're all on the same point of just like, it's kind of missing right now. We don't have enough of it. So a full album sounds great.
Yeah, it is missing, and it's weird, like, because I don't know why, like after Count Your Blessings, you didn't really hear much of that style. Like, it was just there and that was it. And it just like,
As Blood Runs Black, but again, it's all in 2006, 2000, and it moved on, right?
yeah.
I think like when it comes to the to like the cleans and stuff, I think context is everything, right? Like obviously cleans wouldn't fit on like necessarily a song like Beckoning, but obviously if you were to do a song that has parts that are made to have cleans, it could work also, right? Even if it's like a deathcore song or whatever. But
Yeah.
and also like just like on the topic of Deathgaze, like I think it was very of its time if anything, to like have cleans. Like I feel outside looking in, I feel like that song is a very like Chelsea Grin-esque song. And at that time, Chelsea Grin was starting to do cleans on their stuff, right? And it was like a kind of a thing of the times. And we talked to Alex Kohler about this when we had him on, and he was kind of talking about the fact that for him, he was like, no one's listening to deathcore anymore. It's like not cool anymore. We need to do something. We need to try something. And they said, fuck it, let's do cleans, right? And I think a lot of bands did that, like specifically around those years. So I don't find it weird for like Deathgaze to have cleans. I think it's like such a thing of its time, and it's not like you guys weren't doing cleans, you know, prior either. It wasn't like a new thing by any means, but for what it's worth, I think they blend well in that song. I don't think it's like too, because there are ways to make cleans like really stick out in a bad way, you know, in a lot of that sort of metal stuff. But I think you guys,
2009 is a testament to that. Yeah,
just like you know, a clean part comes in, but it may as well have been another song, right? Just a lot of that happened, right? But I think Deathgaze was a good example of cleans being done all right. But I can understand from your perspective, not necessarily enjoying, you know, the output or whatever. But from my perspective, you know, I thought it made sense at least.
That's right. Well, if you do like that stuff, the band did separate, you know, so now there's Dreams to Eternity, and that's where all that stuff is. It's kind of like Deathgaze. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
The singing's different on that though, right? It's a bit of a, and I think tuned lower too, like you were saying too. I don't know. There is a bit of a different vibe than Deathgaze was.
Yeah, I think that's that visual Kai that I'm talking about. It's more, it's like Japanese influenced.
The way I see it also is, and maybe I'm wrong, but the Design The Skyline at the moment, like Beckoning and where you're going with it, is basically you guys without having to compromise, is what I'm hearing. Kind of what's happening. Yeah, just like exactly what you wanted to do for a while now. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, that's like what I wanted to do since day one, like back in 9th grade. And we went into all these different styles, but this is it. And I'm just happy it went this route. And I'm so excited for the full album. And it should be out by like early 2026. We're going to be pumping out each song. We just finished the second one. He sent me the track. I did the vocals in like one night, but I'm going to re-record them here at the studio. But it's just coming out fast.
I think there's a conversation to be had about you guys coming back and with this specific style in 2025 in the context of a lot of the Myspace Deathcore revival stuff going on, right? And we were kind of talking about the fact that I think if you guys had, because you guys have wanted to flirted with the idea of doing this sort of stuff or bring the band back maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. But I think like Beckoning would have come out 6 years ago, and I think it would be a really different story in terms of reception. I think it's for better or for worse, like the perfect time for a song like Beckoning to come out in the context of the revival stuff going on. Can you kind of speak to that?
Yeah, that's where I feel like music is spiritual, because we were supposed to come out with that song in like 2023, 2022. There was attempts. Matt would come over to my house and, well, my studio, I had a studio at the time. And we would talk about this, like doing an official video and coming back out with me on vocals. And it kept getting pushed back for different reasons. Like we shot a green screen video and I was editing it in Unreal Engine, and I spent like a month like going crazy on it, and it looked pretty sick, but I just burnt out and I didn't finish it. And then I also like kind of got depressed and I didn't talk to Matt for like a month or something, or 2 months or longer. I don't know what it was. And then finally I snapped out of it and I was like, let's do this. and that was the end of 2024. So we recorded the vocals professionally with Chris. He's an engineer that we usually go with, but we're gonna be doing everything in house from here on out. But then we did the video this year, and the video got pushed back. It kept getting pushed back for other reasons, and we finally got it done in September, and it came out here in October during the ripe season of the Myspace Revival. You know, like with Reverent and all these bands coming out. It's like feels like it just started happening towards the end of this year, and it's like perfect timing. So I just feel like spiritually it just happened at the right time, and I'm thankful for it. And it wasn't intended. Like we didn't make this song to be part of the Myspace Revival. It was just perfect timing. And as far as far as production, a lot of the bands are recording like raw drums, which is really cool. And we want like a median. We want it to be like kind of modern, but kind of OG. So we're recording the guitars kind of loose, kind of off bar, so it just feels more natural. So it has that OG feel a little bit, but it's still going to be kind of modern production.
Because I was about to say, like, I know you're gonna do it differently, but like production on Beckoning is pretty insane. Like I gotta say, I know you said like it's gonna be different, right? But
it'll be the same. Matt, he did the engineering. Well, he did the mastering. We got a guy to record the vocals, and he kind of cut the vocals up. But Matt, overall, he did the master sound. So we're gonna have that same sound on the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, because it sounds, I mean, it's one of the first things, and it's weirdly like too much of a good production to me takes me out, but like the good in between of it's raw but still good is a difficult spot, difficult thing to balance, and I think you managed very well. It sounds just, it's the sound you want, I think.
Thank you. Yeah. For sure.
You're welcome. I was about to ask prior to that, how was the experience of filming the actual video, right? I don't think we talked about that really. Like Beckoning, like you arrived there, it's like, I'm sure in your mind also you're super, I can only imagine it's like you're coming back, no one knows you're about to film this thing. Must be pretty insane, right? How you're feeling inside.
Yeah, because we had been waiting for that moment for like 2 whole years. And it was finally like the data film was finally there. And it was hectic because I do videography on the side. So I filmed our video, but for my scenes I would pass the camera to like Dean or pass it to Matt, and we would do a shot with me and Matt or me and Dean. And then I would record them like doing the guitar stuff. Because I have a lot of knowledge with like frame rates and the right settings to capture like a good image with like cinema cameras. I've been doing that for 10 years. So we recorded the video ourselves, and I edited it. It took like a week. And we kind of want to keep that routine. We'll get someone to hold the camera this time, but I'm going to be the one editing it, and we're going to use our gear, our cameras. Because we have this certain look that we want. It's like Matt has a certain style video that he likes, and he likes this like cinema style look.
It's really dark, like the ambience of sorry, done by door again, but the video, like the ambience, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's almost like not Gotham, like DC dark, but like it's hard to explain, but like that's kind of where
it's very shadowy. You don't really see anyone's faces. It's like,
Yeah. The Matt wanted it like that, like as far as the color grade, like really like faded film, like that's his favorite style of videos. So I did a bunch of faded film look, and yeah, pretty cool.
It wasn't. Go for it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say for the next video, we got a few ideas, but and we'll be recording that this month, I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
this is kind of like inside baseball, but you mentioning, because been there, done the same type of thing where there's 3 or 4 different people handling the camera for a single video shoot. Was it too ass to edit afterwards because everyone kind of holds it differently and is swaying back differently? And you know, if it's like fast cuts, it maybe is a little bit more forgiving, which I guess in this case is it works. But was it too much of a hassle for you?
No, it was good. Everyone did good. I was surprised.
There we go.
Yeah,
we have a music video where the number one comment on the video is the videographer seems like a pissed off bumblebee, because it's really like
yeah,
so when it's people that don't regularly do videography work, sometimes you you end up with the footage and you're like, ah, shit, what did we get into here?
yeah. Well, it helped. The camera's like a really chunky, big cinema camera. So like you can't really like move it around too much. It's like pretty solid. So that helped.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing also, and I think it's cool and it's interesting, but don't you feel like after all these years, it's like everything was preparing you for your comeback? Because you're mentioning like you've worked in videography. I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. I won't even try again. I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say. You worked in film. There we go. And you know about production and you do a lot of stuff. You're really hands-on things. So does it feels like after everything you went through and the band and everything, it feels like now you're in control and it's like you guys are doing a lot in house. Like there's no, as I said, there's no compromise. But don't you feel like everything was preparing you for that moment?
Yeah, exactly. I that's what I told Matt. Like once we put it out, I was like, damn, like all these years that we spent learning how to engineer, learning how to use DAWs, learning how to use cameras, all those years like added up to this, and it paid off. Because we were able to do it on our own and we didn't have to pay anybody, and yeah, it's a good feeling and it's a good skill to have, and we're going to keep doing that. Of course we want like a high budget music video eventually, but I kind of trust the way I put the scenes together. I'm kind of scared to put that in someone else's hands because I make it sure that it's going to hit hard with the music. Like what you're seeing is going to hit hard with the music. So yeah. But I do want to go with Loki. You know that Filber?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's got iconic videos.
Hell yeah. I dream for a video with Loki for sure. Hopefully that happens.
Okay, guys, I'm terrible with names and stuff like that. Can you tell me videos that he...
Oh, I just look up like LOKI music videos and you'll find his page.
Lorna Shore and I think Slaughter to Prevail. I'm not sure.
But he's like old school. Like he's been doing videos for the longest fucking time. So yeah, but he does some cool stuff. Like a lot of he's good with the gritty stuff, like cinematic, gritty looking music videos. And that's something that is kind of a niche skill because people like that end up working a lot with just metal bands, but that's not like the biggest pool of work that you can have unless you're really good like he is and you just do everyone, but it's kind of a gamble for people trying to get into that like specific niche of a video. But yeah, Loki rules. Okay, I want to throw a few random things at you. Some story, get some story times out of you. Can you walk us through your guitarist forgetting his guitar at the venue and the whole situation that ensued from that?
Oh yeah. So I forget what city we were in, but we took a long drive to the next town. We got to the venue and Julian's like, "Oh fuck, my guitar's not here." So I think this this kid reached out to us on Instagram, and he's like, "Hey, I have your guitar. Where are you guys? Let me bring it to you." And he brought it to us, and he's like, "I noticed you guys didn't have a bassist. Can I be the bass player for the rest of the tour?" And we were like, "Yeah, if you could play it." And so we taught him the songs in the parking lot, and he could play it. So he hopped on for the rest of the tour. I forgot his name, but
he like ditched his car there because he like drove to you guys and then just left with y'all.
Yeah, he left his car at a Walmart parking lot.
Wow.
I mean, what a power move. Yeah, indeed. Like, I mean, it takes so much ball. Like, he really wanted it, you know? He took that shit, you know?
And he could play it. I mean,
yeah, and he was a great guy. He was really, really nice, and we enjoyed it. I'll send you his Instagram when I find it. I can't remember.
Okay. It's like the scenario you could dream of. Like, let's say you're in need of someone in a band. That's like the scenario that's never gonna happen. Just someone like dropping by and being like, "Hey, I can play the songs. I'm ready. Let's just leave." Like, that's.
And by the way, here's your guitar that was 8 hours
and
away.
your guitar
yesterday.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Really cool.
So what about Dr. Acula tour, Yellow Gatorade?
Mm-hmm. Oh God. Okay, so our drummer John, he was drinking a lot on tour. You know, we drink whiskey and stuff, and he woke up the next morning, and we were driving to the next town, and he was so dehydrated and thirsty, so he grabbed this bottle, you know, thought it was Gatorade or whatever. Well, it was actually an apple juice bottle. He thought it was apple juice. And so he takes a big swig of it, and it's piss, because we piss in bottles on the fucking road. So I think at that point the vehicle was stopped. So he swings open the back door and just starts throwing up like profusely. Just So yeah, one of the guys pissed in a bottle and our drummer drank it. He took a big gulp too.
Oh my God! Just to make sure it's worse.
I've nearly had that done to me. I've had someone pass me the piss bottle, but the bottle was like a McDonald's cup, so you can't see inside. You just don't. And the guy was just like, "Hey, drink this. Take a sip of this." And took it out of my hands literally the second before I slurped on it. But close call with the apple juice as well.
You would have been the one on the road throwing up, probably. So.
Yup.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I don't know what we could kind of land the plane with here. I don't know, Yan, if you had some random questions we could go through, some little rapid fire.
I had a few ones. They're kind of random though, but like
that's what rapid fire is.
Yeah, if we go back, you do those usually. That's why I don't know what to do. Back then, with Victory or even your first video and stuff like that, I'm guessing you guys were both listening to deathcore and metalcore. Aside from Asking Alexandria, do you remember other bands you liked? I'm just curious about that. Like, was there like Attack, I See Stars, whatever? Like, I'm just curious.
Yeah. Oh, we love it all. We love all genres. We love all these bands. Attack, all the bands that you cover on your page. Like, I love it all. Post-hardcore, metalcore. I love it all. But personally, I like to perform deathcore. That's it. So, yeah, we know about all the bands. You know, we were very in tune with everything going on in the scene. Always have been. Chelsea Grin was my favorite for sure. I loved everything Chelsea Grin did.
Please
Ashes
tell
to
me you love
Ashes.
that EP. Please.
Yeah, I
On
mean, I
my
love it
wall.
all. Oh yeah, yeah. You have the best stuff on the wall. That's all the good stuff.
Thanks. It's just I'm making jokes because like I don't think there's a single episode that I don't talk about the EP at this point, but it is great. If you never heard Chelsea Grin first EP, please listen to that. It's awesome. So yeah, so you
Hell
were
yeah.
saying Chelsea Grin, all the scene, like you guys loved
What?
all of it basically, like not just the one very influential, but
What was the Corpus scene like? Were there like were there some MySpace fans popping off from there?
Oh yeah, we had the best melodic death metal bands. Like it was a bunch of Count Your Blessings stuff around here, and it was good. There was When Empires Fail and Oblivion at Hand. Those two bands were sick, and we were actually like influenced by what they did right now for our new stuff because we grew up watching these older guys killing it here in Corpus. There's a bunch of bands that came out of here that were really good. That's what
Well,
influenced us to start a band and just get it going. You know, everything that
Mm.
was going on in our city.
were there a lot of shows back then? Was like the scene like was it a good scene in terms of having bands come through and local bands and stuff?
Oh yeah, big time. It was like every weekend at the underground. It's called the underground. And I'd go hang out there. I was like 13 with a bandana in my head, like a choice blue bandana, and I tried a cigarette one time for my first time, and I coughed my lung out. I can't handle cigarettes at all, dude.
you tried. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah, audition for a murder, too young to die. Someone said that in the comments last I saw, for sure. Those bands are sick.
very
Our
active
drummer,
scene, basically.
yeah, our drummer, his older brother was the drummer for Audition for a Murder and Too Young
Oh
to
hell
Die.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he came into the band already with knowledge on how to play the drums because his brother.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool, man.
It's awesome. I guess because for me, unless you have other question, my question is more of that's usually how we end things. But I'm curious for the future. Personally, I'm curious to know are you guys thinking about maybe collabs? You know, sometimes guest vocalists. Maybe you cannot say it. It's fine. Stuff like that. Maybe where the band is going. Are you guys open if, for example, it's doing because it's already doing very well and people are talking about what you did. But let's say you release the album and it's doing even better and stuff like that. Are you open to, I don't know, like take this thing and go back in, on the tours and stuff like that? Like, did you think about that stuff? Is it maybe possible depending?
Yes. So right now, my main intention is to get signed again, for sure. So we can do this right. So we can get on the right shows and we can get the right push that we need to make this music the best that we can make it. So right now my goal is to get another email from some label as soon as possible.
And redo a showcase in
Yeah.
with people in suits.
Yes.
No, but it's cool. So it's pretty clear that you guys are serious about that and that's what you want to do, right? Like,
yeah, do it at the most professional way that we can do it.
awesome.
Because I can only imagine performing these songs at a big festival. Like, we'll all give our like 100%, and it'll be a sick show. I'm guaranteed. Like, I can't wait to do it. So, hopefully soon.
Oh, and just before ending, because we keep having this discussion and like the stage presence, right? Is it important for you to go crazy once you're going to go back on the stage and stuff like that? Is that like an aspect? Because we keep having these discussions, and especially with Bring Me old stuff like that, like 2006, it was a big thing, like to go crazy on stage, Suicide Silence. Is it part of something you really want to go out, like go all in with?
Yes, for sure. It goes back to when I said I used to rehearse in the mirror when I was a kid. I've always done this. So it's like that's like my true self is when I'm on stage. And I like to go off. I like to go crazy. Just jump off of things, just get into the crowd, all the fun stuff. I can't wait to do it.
Awesome.
Well, what's
Please
like
put Montreal in the dates. If you do, please put Montreal on the list.
For sure.
For the love of God. Thanks.
What'd be some bands you'd wanna tour with hypothetically?
Ooh.
It could be anything. Nothing's out of reach. Kind of like a dream tour scenario type of thing.
Psycho Frame. Shit, if Reverend ever goes on tour, that'd be pretty sick. Tour with Reverend, those kids, they're pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the two of them are touring together like next month.
Yeah. So.
Oh shit.
Let me tell you something, Dani. If you guys would play around here, like Reverend, Psycho Frame, and you guys, I mean,
it can be pretty far, and we'll be there.
Yeah, even that. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think there's a world in which we're missing that. So,
For sure. Yeah,
that would be insane.
I'm very eager to get on the stage, so I can't wait, man.
What else you got going on? We can kind of end on that. Like I know, we were talking before the stream, you got this clothing brand that you're wearing right now that you're about to launch. You got some other music projects as well. What's coming up for you? What's been going on in your life?
Yeah, I got a band called Move Like Ghosts. It's more post-hardcore, and I play guitar and I do vocals. And my fiance is the singer, Stina Marie. She's a really good singer. I really believe in her vocal ability, and I want to take Move Like Ghosts pretty far as well for her, because I think that she can go pretty far with her voice. And yeah, this shirt's called Chosen. It's my clothing company that I'm coming out with this coming year for the Chosen one. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Are you looking at doing like a full line? Like what's the vibe of the brand?
Yeah, there's a full line, bunch of sick shirts with this logo on it. I got this logo done by the same guy that did Lucid Haven's logo. And yeah. It's coming out
yeah.
this
I want
year.
to see the rest of it. Curious.
For sure. Do you have your brand still?
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a lot in the works right now. Like Dom knows about that. I made some design. There's a lot of stuff but at the moment I have like I made like an online store for the channel because it's less, to be quite honest with you, I have no time in life. So it's kind of what I'm doing right now, but I do plan on making other stuff. It's going to be different. Dom saw it. I personally think it's like way better, but we'll see. Future will tell.
Yeah, your stuff is really good. I was impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was like from 1 month to the next, you had like a full line and everything.
Yeah, that's kind of what usually it goes with me.
Let me tell you, when Yan puts his head to something, that's all he does until it gets done. He'll like power focus on like a single thing. So opening up the brand was like probably 2 months of making designs and setting it up and all that, getting the samples and photos and all this shit. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Non-stop. Thanks. And that's for what it's worth, I think, and that's and Dom knows for a fact, but that's what I do with my channel. I become obsessed, when you don't have a choice to be not upset. Well, you can, but when you do like a freaking script of 30 pages, you have to be kind of like, this is what I want to do. So as he says, everything I do in life ends up like that. But I do meant it when I said that, clothing was a dream of mine. I want to do it, but at some point you have just in a day there's 24 hours, so that's kind of what I'm realizing. It's like you can do a lot of things, but you have to pick, and I'm gonna bring it back once everything is managed. Is my answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna for sure pick something up, a hoodie for sure.
Thank you. But I'm picking some of your brand, by the way. That's why I was asking. So send me the models and everything. Just let me know. I'm gonna pick something for sure.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. This was awesome. This is like
Insane.
a cool timing too to do this. We're both so fucking stoked on on Beckoning, and now hearing you talk about the things that are to come as well makes us even more excited. So it was a pleasure talking, and yeah, this won't be the last time, I'm sure, because this was cool, and there's so much more we can tap into and things we could talk about. So
the album coming, videos, stuff like that. We've got plenty to talk about. So that's just the beginning, right? So
yeah,
only up from here.
Exactly. Dani Dior forever. Somebody said.
Damn it! Fuck.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have fucking said that. God damn it!
It's out of the box, man. It is what it is.
Yep.
But all right, man. We're gonna let you get on with the rest of your day. But thank you, man, so much for doing this, man. This was awesome, man. And we'll be keeping in touch.
Okay, thank you guys. See you later.
All right, have a good one, man.
You too.
If you made it to the end of this episode, thank you for watching. And hey, while you're here, hit that subscribe or follow button and a review. If you're watching or listening on a podcast platform, it would mean the world, and it helps out more than you know. A big thank you as well to all of our supporters over on Patreon and on Twitch. New episodes every week, links to our Patreon, Discord, and socials in the description. We'll see you soon. We're out.